Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Rob Smith back again for Combat Sports UK. I'm delighted to be joined by Ethan Wilson. Ethan, how are you, mate?
Hi, mate. I'm good. Doing well.
Quality. And the main reason I'm here today is we're doing a preview interview for Unity. And so do you want to let the fans know who you're fighting and where?
I'm fighting Yassine Beg on the 16th of November in Doncaster. Last minute opponent change. Opponent pulled out a couple of days ago, but I'm happy Yassine stepped in. Just happy to have a fight.
And so we'll kind of jump straight into that kind of like the short notice change. So when you get a short notice change like that, is like I'm assuming like someone from Unity contacts you, and do you ever think that there's a chance that you might not be able to get a fight like sorted, or do you think it's a good few weeks you thought you're quite confident that you get a fight?
Yeah, I was pretty confident I'd end up getting a fight, but you never know. But I was grateful for Unity for getting it sorted. Within 24 hours it was sorted. Because the worst thing is when you're thinking, am I fighting, am I not? And then you're training, you're still dieting, and you just don't know what you're doing, So I was happy they got it sorted quick.
And obviously it's been the 24-hour change. Have you had any time to do any research on your opponent, or do you not really do too much research? You kind of just focus on yourself?
Well, I was scheduled to fight Yassine a year ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that was on Rise and Conquer. So I've done a bit of research in the lead up to that. I've not really had a look at him since then. I don't think he's fought since then, so there'll be nothing new from himself. But yeah, I'm familiar with him, and yeah, but it's not too much of a change in style. Like the last guy was sort of like a bit more of like a wrestling grappler, and yeah, seems sort of similar. So it's not too much of a stylistic change, which is sound.
And what kind of made that first fight fall through?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Yassine. He just pulled out, and I never ask a reason like this lad that pulled out. I never was like, well, why? You know what I mean? If someone's pulled out, they've pulled out. Whether it's injury or they just don't want to fight. It's up to them. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
And so with the short notice change, I'm always curious how certain fighters kind of manage it. Does it ever have any sort of like, not really say like a negative effect, but does it like frustrate your like mindset going into the fight? Because like you said, like you're not sure if you're gonna fight. If you are, you're dieting, you're training. Does it have much effect on you as a fighter?
It does sort of, like you say, if it's been prolonged over like a week or 2 weeks, then it can sort of start affecting you mentally.
The next question was going to be about, obviously, we'll talk about your last fight against Ellis Pilkington at Rise and Conquer. The fight didn't go the way you wanted it to, but the fight was brilliant. It was a back and forth grappling affair. I was lucky to be there live, watching it, doing the interviews and stuff. And one thing I noticed after that fight was your mentality afterwards. You didn't see, obviously, I could tell you were disappointed in the loss, but I've seen certain fighters take a loss and the backstage and like the angry, I've seen some people cry, but you never look too like. You seem calm, which I respect that as a fighter. So talk to me about that fight. What were some of the biggest things that you took away from your performance?
Well, it was a bit of a sickener, obviously. But it was an alright bit of a boring fight. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do. Not go too much into it, but every fighter has camps where things go well and things don't go so well, and you had a couple of variables. You know what I mean? No one ever makes it to the cage like, right, I'm 100%. I've got no injuries. Yeah. I'm mint, like fantastic. You know what I mean? So I'm not make any excuses or anything. But yeah, I just sort of just a couple things that come with experience, like fight IQ sort of things. A couple of decisions I made that were incorrect, and yeah, I've just watched the fight back actually. Couple of days ago, so yeah, it's given us some stuff that I can work on. But yeah, going back to like mentality and stuff, I mean, you just want to get back in straight away, especially sort of like with the time of year that it's going to be. I was thinking, well, if you're just going into the festive period and that with that hanging over you, I'll probably end up a light heavyweight after Christmas if that was the case. So I just needed something, you know what I mean?
And so after the loss, did you take like a little bit of time off to kind of reevaluate like your camp, or you just jump straight back into training?
Nah, straight back into training. I mean, I didn't take any damage or anything really. Obviously, if you've had a big fight and you've took a lot of shots, obviously I would have a week. I had a week off sparring and stuff, but yeah, I didn't take too much damage. I just thought might as well just jump right back in, and so obviously it's easier to it's easier sometimes to just jump straight into a new camp. If you're fit and healthy, it's easy to just jump in rather than like going off the wagon for like a while and then you've got to get yourself right back up into like the high RPMs of training and that, and so it's just easier to sort of keep going really.
And if I remember correctly, I believe your opponent trains at the same gym as Ellis. I believe it's Grip House in Scotland. And so do you
Yeah.
think Ellis is kind of giving him some pointers?
Aye, definitely. No, yeah. There will be, but it's all part of it, isn't it? It's good crack. So couldn't beat Ellis on the 2 times. I've got to go beat his mate up.
Would you like to get that fight back? Would you like to fight Ellis again and try and get that one back?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm not like it's not like hanging over us too much. You know what I mean? I'm not like gonna Israel Adesanya and think like, right, I must get this fight back. Like, you know what I mean? If it comes to it like that, like a couple of years down the line, you know what I mean? Like, see if we paths cross again. But it was like after the first fight, he beat us, and then I went on a little run, and it was never sort of like thinking, right, we've got to get this one back. It just sort of he was just there, and I said, I will go again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think with amateur MMA, like as much as like people want to always win, you never want to lose. But I think losses
No.
especially in amateurs, they're not the end of the world really. I think it's more about what experience you got, and I think the experience that you've got in the Ellis fight, 5 rounds, it's still young in your career. You'll have learned some valuable lessons that I think if you do meet again in the future, I'm sure the fight will be completely different.
Well, that's the thing. It's all fight experience, and that's what Ellis and Yassim Beg have. I mean, they've got a lot of. They've both had like Ellis. I think that was his 13th fight, and Yassim's had 13 fights as well. And there's no like there's nothing that will compare to that. You know what I mean? You're only going to get it one way. So you just need to get it in, and like you say, you can work on stuff from it.
And looking at the card, I think it looks like it's just Scotland versus England. It seems to be like I think it's like 10 off. Like, I think it's like even something like that, like 13 Scottish fighters, and the rest are all English. It seems to be like
Aye.
the Northeast versus Scotland. And
Oh,
so I'm
aye. I
surprised.
mean,
I'm surprised this is your Unity debut. You're looking forward to it, fighting Unity for the first
yeah,
time.
I'm really looking forward to it. I am. I've been to a couple of Unity shows before, and they're all well run, and I enjoyed the atmosphere. It's a good atmosphere. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. We've got like so where I do a lot of my rounds at Ace MMA with Sarge Hack, uh, and it's just funny. It's sometimes you walk in, it's like you've got like the full. It's like you've got the red corner from the Unity show. It's like how many guys have got here? There's like seven, 8 guys fighting on Unity. You know what I mean? But it's good. It's nice all being in something together. It's always better going into like being in a camp with other people than just be by yourself, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I'm actually going to Ace MMA tomorrow to go interview the three Hawk brothers and then
Aye,
Shawan Chowdhury. I think is it's like
aye,
that family's mental. They just
aye.
produce fighters. It's crazy.
Aye. Nah, you've got no choice in that family. You just gotta get on. But and
And so
you, me and Sammy, obviously, we were fighting the Youssef brothers. Oh, well, yeah, they were brothers anyway. So he was fighting the older one, I was fighting the younger one. So we had a common theme there. Obviously, that's changed, but yeah, I'm sure he'll
and
still have a good fight.
and you kind of take it as like in the mindset as like you're all going to battle like it's like brothers in arms like you're all kind of together. You're all going to get the job done together.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good sort of melting pot there. Lots of different styles, and yeah, it's just it's all easier when people have got the same mindset, and you like sort of share the load, and it's nice watching other people get their work in as well. You can pick up little bits and pieces from them.
And you expect it to be a Northeast clean sweep across the card.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone,
And my questions I always like to ask the amateur fighters, especially, what are your like long-term MMA goals? Do you want to see yourself going pro, or do you just kind of fighting now because like you kind of just enjoy it as an amateur at the moment, or are you looking to go pro?
Well, I love it. Obviously, that's why everyone gets into it. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm not too. I do want to go pro, but I'm not like not sort of like putting all my eggs into the basket. You know what I mean? Just sort of, I'm just enjoying fighting and seeing how far I can take it. And I know within myself as long as I'm giving it me all and trying to progress, and I'm happy. So
Yeah, it's kind of like I think that's a good mindset to have. I think for every fight is different. I've spoken to some fighters who have said like, "Oh, I want to have 5 fights go pro straight away," and you have some who are quite happy just haven't taken it every fight as they come along, and if the right opportunity comes about, then they'll go pro.
I sort of like the idea of having 10 fights. Obviously, this will be my eighth one, so like maybe it's like another two next year or three, and then maybe turning pro. I'm 23 at the minute, so maybe turning pro. I'm 25 with like 10 amateur fights under my belt. I think that would be quite good. I feel like there's like it's like the lower level professional guys and the higher level amateurs are sort of like cross over a bit.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
feel, I wouldn't want to be like, oh, I'll have 4 or 5 amateur fights and yeah, you do well in all of them, then you go pro and then, you have a couple of mixed results, that's your pro record like marked then. So you just, you might as well just get as much experience as you can as an amateur, fight as many different type of guys uh, as you can and yeah, just get the experience in.
Well, I think that kind of links back to obviously fighting like the likes of Ellis now. You see them; they're experienced guys, and when you take that experience eventually into the pro scene, you'll have seen it all. You get certain fighters who they say they've had 5 fights to go pro, and they get in there and look like a deer in the headlights. They don't know what to do because they've not had the
Mm.
experience. But with you fighting these top level guys who've got a lot more experience than yourself, it's only going to benefit you in your career. And I think it's a really good mature mindset to have.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not sure about. I'm not sure when Yassim's last fight was, to be honest. Um, I think it might have been a year ago or something. But I'm feeling more comfortable. Yeah, he's had more fights in us, but I feel it's beneficial having recently just fought. It's like it's less of like a big sort of occasion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you've just fought, you're sort of used to it. You just straight back in. But yeah, I think Yassim had his first fight in like 2011 or something. He started training. I was probably about 4 years old when he started training or something. You know what I mean? So he's been doing it a long time, so he's experienced. But then sort of think, well, how sharp's the rise going to be with learning and stuff? You know what I mean? Because he sort of maybe he's might taper off. I don't know. I'm sure he's putting in hard work. But yeah, I'm just excited to get in there.
And my final question is kind of a two-parter. So if your opponent was sat across from you right now, what message you send to him, and can we get a final prediction?
What message would I send across? I don't know. I'm not really like someone to
It
to
could be it
talk
could be a
shy.
nice message. It could be a nice
I,
one.
I, I wouldn't wish him good luck or bad luck. I'd be on the fence. Um, I'm just happy, like you say, with him showing up, and I want the best version of himself, and we'll have a good fight. And there's, like you say, not much animosity there. I'm not sure. I haven't met him yet. Might
Yeah.
dislike him, but in my prediction, I'm not going to go out there pretty quick. I would like to get him. I haven't had a finish in a while, so I'd like to have a finish. Obviously, with it just being 3 rounders, my last 2 fights have been 5 rounders, so it's obviously going to be a quicker pace. But I know I can just sort of go full out for the full three. So I'll be looking forward.
Quality, mate. And so, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. And I'll give you a chance to shout out your social medias because I know tickets were almost sold out, but I'm sure you've got a link in your bio or something for if
Yeah,
people do
yeah.
want to get tickets. I'm sure it gives you a bit of kickback. So I'll give you a chance to shout out your Instagram.
My Instagram's just Ethan.Wilson. It's 17, and I'll have my link in the bio for tickets. But yeah, I'll just give us a message. If you can't find it, just give us a DM and we'll get them sorted.
Perfect. Great, guys. If you haven't got them already, get your tickets. It's going to be a great show. November 16th, Unique Fighting Championships in Darlington. Watch Ethan fight. He's going to push the pace. It's going to be a great one. Ethan, cheers for coming on, mate.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.